morning, Guatemala from Switzerland. I wanted to share an adventure with you today. This was an adventure that was supposed to start in the dark about 3 hours ago. And I'm on this gorgeous lake. It's Lake Lucerne, Vierwaldstättersee. Yeah, my German's still struggling after more than a decade. Great lake, and the idea was to start this paddle in the dark. So I slept about an hour and a half last night, made it out to the lake, and it was crazy dark. Just walking around the harbor area where I was gonna launch, even with the lights I had for the boat, I just wasn't feeling it as a solo kayak that dark. So I slept in the car a bit, waited till first light, and now I'm out on the lake. It's going to be a long paddle today. My plan is about 70 kilometers, so 40-ish miles, and I want to reach Lucerne, which is at the other end of this lake, and maybe do some other little exploring to see how it goes. The wind is super calm now, it's great. It's supposed to pick up later in the day. Maybe the direction I want it, so maybe pushing back with the tailwind at the end, which would be cool. So yeah, I'll share the adventure with you, and yeah, come along for the ride. It's just so peaceful on this end of the lake. It's hard for me to get motivated to go quickly to where there's more people and cities. That's the plan, to go there. Just interesting to think about. I love this end of the lake. It just seems so enchanted. This part's called the Lucerne, and I haven't explored all of it. I've swam it once. I paddled parts of it, but never this end. But I just find myself exploring these cliffs, like, just letting my eyes go everywhere and forgetting that this is a long paddle. I really need to be making good time. But the morning is just the best. Super calm. This trip started out as this big challenge to go long. That was my whole motivation for it. Really interesting. Just not even 2 hours into it, and I've lost that motivation. But I've replaced it with this desire just to spend more time in nature, enjoying the scenery, enjoying the views. Just being under these giant cliffs. I just slow down, listen to the sounds of the water and coming into these little caves. It's really nice. Still want to go long today, but this has been great. It's been a really nice surprise. It's so funny. The original plan was to do this whole section in the dark because I thought I had seen it before and could make better time if I did it in the dark. But I've actually never paddled or swam this side. And it's super nice. I really could spend all day right here. Well, I'm 2 hours into the paddle now, just about to exit this really mystic part of the lake. I'm kind of sad to be leaving it, but I look forward to paddling some parts of the lake that I haven't before, that I haven't even seen from the water. Right here behind me, very historic place in Switzerland. This is the Rutli. This is where in 1291 the Swiss Federation came together. It's nice to pass by this point. Lots and lots of history all in this area. I think the last 2 hours my mind was like hundreds of years ago, just trying to imagine what it was like here and thinking that a lot of it probably looked exactly like it looks now. I'm gonna keep going, go around this corner. The lake completely changes direction and new adventures await. What a difference this side is. So I paddled north for about 2.5 hours and then came around the corner, knew I had a big direction change, but I'm going west-southwest now. So this was a big turn, and also clear signs of civilization everywhere. It's still gorgeous here. Beautiful all around the mountains. Kind of a different feeling though when you see houses and things like that. I'm gonna stick with the plan for now though. I'm gonna follow this shore for a while. I still haven't explored this shoreline. It's pretty natural on the left here, so I'm gonna check this out. And then eventually I'll make a big crossing and probably reach a really narrow channel crossing that I think is very pretty. And then we're gonna see what happens from that point on. Ooh, priorities though. Super important priority. I need to find Breakfast Beach. It's time to cook breakfast. I'm super hungry, so I'm gonna just explore this left bank. And as soon as I find a suitable beach, I'm stopping, I'm getting out the stove, and cooking breakfast. Looking forward to that. Have I found it? Have I found Breakfast Beach? Maybe. Looks pretty, not very flat. But maybe good enough. And it's all mine. My Breakfast Beach. This is gonna work. Well, it's breakfast time here at Breakfast Beach, and I think I know why no one else is here. One, you can only get here by water, and it's a tiny little rocky beach. And two, this corner just gets nailed with the waves whenever boats come by. So it would have been pretty embarrassing if I had rolled the kayak here on the beach, but that's almost what happened a few minutes ago when a set of waves came in and started shaking things up. So we got the porridge happening now. Got some coffee. It's nice. I'm not going fast today. Not really going that far. This is so nice. So the adventure becomes something different, maybe something better than what I imagined at the beginning. This lake has so many personalities. So I just made it through the Gersauer Becken, just what I think that last section of the lake was, through the I'll call this the Fitznau Narrows. On the map it looks super narrow here. It's about 800 meters across, so it seems pretty big when you're in a little boat like this, but it is a pretty narrow part of the lake, and there's a military base in the rocks, Swiss Army base, that I'd always heard about but never seen anything happening, and they're out doing a lot of training today on boats. So that was interesting to come through and see a bit of that and wonder if I was somewhere I shouldn't be or all that kind of stuff, but it looks all right. So now the lake is opening up into a very different personality once again. Getting pretty close to Lucerne now, pretty close. Probably still a couple hours of paddling to get there, but you can see a lot more houses and people who live out here and probably work or can quickly get into Lucerne if they need to. So different feeling, not like the nature feeling at the beginning, but it's a gorgeous day, sunny, just a little bit of a headwind now, a little bit choppy, but super fun to be out. So I'm gonna keep going that way. I don't know where I'm gonna go, where I'm gonna end up, but I'm gonna keep going that way. About 22 kilometers into this paddle, and I gotta go back, so it's gonna be at least 44, and we'll just see when I actually make the turnaround. Well, it is time to make some decisions. So I'm right at the 6-hour mark, and given when I started this morning, a little after 6, I made that my turnaround time. So I said, okay, I'll go 6 hours, then I'm at least out 12, and if I need a little extra time to get back, then I should get back right before sunset, which would be good. And if there's a problem, then it gives me, a couple hours before it gets too late. And yeah, so I'm right at that turnaround time, and I'm in a gorgeous place. Not where I thought I would be right now, but it's really a gorgeous place. So I'm right under the famous Bergenstock. It's a fancy spa and hotel, and there's this incredible lift, this elevator high on the mountain there. Just an iconic image for Bergenstock and the whole Lucerne area. So I'm right under that, which is a nicely symbolic place, I think, to make my decision on turning around. Lucerne, I can see it. So maybe I can claim a partial success with reaching it, because it is. Let's point the boat right in the direction. So the city's right there. And right there with a kayak, it's probably a good hour and a half paddle, something like that. Yeah, so that's maybe an hour and a half to get there. I don't think I'm gonna do it. I think if I did that, I would have probably 2 or 3 hours paddling in the dark. If I were with a buddy, that'd be pretty cool. Doing it solo in that dark end of the lake with all the mountains around, yeah, not gonna do that today. So I'm gonna make this the turn and spend a little more time exploring the first end of the lake. As long as I still have daylight, I have no idea how long it's gonna take me to get back. It's, yeah, at 6 hours of paddling, and I haven't been doing a lot of really long paddles this summer. I've been out a lot guiding, but not much really long stuff. So I feel it. The energy's down right now. I would love to take a nap. Actually, I wanted to dock over on the side, anywhere on the side here, and take a nap. And this entire area has signs warning of rock fall and saying no anchoring and all that. So it's a bit far in either direction to find the kind of place I want to take a break. So gotta suck it up, buttercup, and have that break some other time. I'm gonna try to get some food in me. It bums me out when my energy drops. My motivation drops with it. We'll see what happens. More paddling. I'm feeling so much better right now than I was a few hours ago. It's about 10 and a half hours in, almost 11 hours now. And between hours 7 and 9, felt terrible. Stopped, took a couple breaks, even tried to take a nap. Just wasn't really tired, just felt sick, felt not right, which is strange. Maybe lack of sleep or something, but good news is I got a second wind and even a little bit of a tailwind. It's been awesome. So the last hour has felt really good, and I'm now arriving back in my favorite part of the lake where this whole thing kicked off. The first few hours of the paddle this morning, back in the Urnersee, just when I make this turn now, and probably just have 2, max 3 hours to go, depending on which way I decide to go back. Been a super good adventure, and it's great. Starting to get early evening sun now. Makes me happy. This is the part of every adventure where I don't want it to end. Now I'm just slowing down and trying to make it so that I'm ending right when it's dark and not a minute before that. It's so nice in the evening out here. I just stopped to stretch my legs a little bit. Hamstrings are super tight from just sitting all day, and thought I would filter some water, have a snack, hang out a few minutes, and then finish the last hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it's going to be to get this thing done. I'm done. I'm almost done. The end is there. Probably 10 minutes away. I think I've delayed it as long as I can. I've done some circles around here. It's just super nice. A live band just started playing at a restaurant too, and they're playing People Are Strange. Perfect. So, very, very good ending. And what a day. You know, I set out, it was all about a big distance challenge. I just wanted to be out all day. The great weather here at the end of summer, but there was this distance and time focus. And pretty quickly, I just fell in love with the nature part of it. And yeah, I really enjoyed that all day, and still went long. It's going to be about, yeah, right at 14 hours and 60 kilometers. So yeah, I'm happy to have a long paddle. It's way longer than I've ever done before. And so yeah, but what I enjoyed the most was just, yeah, being under these cliffs and looking at the mountains and just really being immersed in all the nature. So thanks much for watching, and hey, if I inspired you to get out and do your own adventure or micro adventure, let me know. That'd be really cool. I'd love to hear about it. Take care. Bye-bye.